direwolf.
Suffolk beast.
There are no direwolves south of the wall.
Now there are 5.
Hello, my sweet summer children. I'm back with some juice to get you through the long night. And the night is long. So today, we're going to be talking about my favorite subject. Hashtag free ghost. Also, I had free ghost shirts designed. The link is in the description box if you're interested in that. But anyway, we are going to be talking about the Wolves of Winterfell. That's right, the direwolves. If the direwolves don't appear in season 8, I'm gonna riot in the streets. Y'all know this of me. You know I'm not gonna be able to act right if the direwolves are just discarded. But I don't think that's gonna happen. I do actually think we are going to see the direwolves, and I say that with a plural, as in dire wolves, as in multiple wolves, because it will actually be a travesty if we don't see Nymeria's wolf pack fighting in the war for Dawn. So I think the direwolves are important for a lot of different reasons, and there are some big things that foreshadow what's to come when it comes to the direwolves. I touched on this with my collab with Smokescreen, but I figured that I should break it all the way down for you so you don't think I'm a crazy person, even though that ship has probably sailed already. First off, let's start from the beginning. So there's some quotes from George that we need to talk about. So way before Game of Thrones was a hit series, George had a vision that came to him. It was Bran going to see a man beheaded and the Starks finding the direwolf pups in the snow. This is chapter 1 of A Game of Thrones, Bran's first point of view. And George said that he wrote it almost in the form that we have read. It came to him just like that. So that means that the direwolves are important. It also means that when a lot of us get pissed off that they barely appear in the show anymore, we have good reason. We're not just crazy people. John says right off the bat, the Stark children were meant to have these direwolves.
Lord Stark, there are 5 pups. 1 for each of the Stark children. The direwolf is a sigil of your house. They were meant to have them.
So we have Greywind, Lady, Summer, Ghost, Nymeria, and Shaggy Dog. And Shaggy Dog has to be the stupidest name for a direwolf, like I just can't. But Rickon was only 3 years old, so keep that in mind. So Summer, Lady, Greywind, and Nymeria all have golden yellow eyes. Shaggy Dog has green eyes, and Ghost has red eyes. Now this is a mark of the children of the forest. Those you call the children of the forest have eyes as golden as the sun, but once in a great while one is born amongst them with eyes as red as blood or green as the moss on a tree in the heart of the forest. By these signs do the gods mark those they have chosen to receive the gift. It is my belief that the direwolf puppies were gifts from the old gods. I could even go a step further and say that the direwolves may even be children of the forest living their second lives inside the direwolves, but for that would have to be another video because I would need to explain Varamir Sixskins and some other stuff. So thumbs up this video if you want a video on that. So the reason I at least think that the old gods sent the Stark spirit guides in the form of direwolves is because, well, there hasn't been a direwolf south of the wall in like forever. But all of a sudden, one has gotten through the wall and it's a dead mommy wolf and 6 baby wolves. And the dead mommy wolf was butchered by a stag, killing the stag, but she died as well, leaving her children alone in the world to fend for themselves. Does that remind you of anything? Ned Stark, a direwolf, went to serve King Robert, a stag, a Baratheon. Robert was killed, but the wolf, Ned, died, killed by Joffrey Baratheon, a stag, leaving his children, his direwolf pups, alone in the world to fend for themselves. The Starks finding the stag and the dead mommy direwolf and the puppies was an omen, a warning, and the Stark wolves are important, very important. Any man Greywind mislikes is a man I do not want close to you. These wolves are more than wolves, Rob. You must know that. I think perhaps the gods sent them to us, your father's gods, the old gods of the north. The direwolves' lives mirror their owners' lives. Their fates mirror their owners' fates. In the books, Ghost shows Jon where the dragon glass is buried. He leads Jon to it. He's always there when Jon needs him. Greywind flips out when Robb arrives at the twins. He can sense that Robb is in danger. He doesn't trust the Westerlings, and he doesn't like the phrase. If Robb had paid more attention to Greywind, Robb might still be alive. Nymeria is wild like Arya. She was separated from her siblings in the Riverlands, fending for herself, creating her own pack, much like Arya. Arya and Nymeria actually have a strong warg connection. Arya can warg into Nymeria while Arya is still all the way in Braavos. It's Nymeria who pulls Catelyn's dead body from the Trident. Bran's connection to Summer was evident in the show, but all the Stark children share the same kind of connection with their direwolves. Now, specifically, I want to talk about their fates, the foreshadowing of their fates. The first direwolf that ever left us was Lady. Lady was the perfect representation of Sansa Stark. Lady, he said, tasting the name. He had never paid much attention to the names the children had picked, but looking at her now, he knew that Sansa had chosen well. She was the smallest of the litter, the prettiest, the most gentle and trusting. She looked at him with bright golden eyes, and he ruffled her thick gray fur. So before we get all the way into Lady, which happens to be one of my favorite direwolves, let's look at Greywind. So Greywind's death mirrors Robb. They both went south to war, and their lives ended by crossbows and beheadings at the Red Wedding. Greywind's head was put on Robb's body. Summer was killed in the cave beyond the wall. Summer died in that cave. And you could say the same thing for Bran. The Bran that we know is dead. Mira says that Bran died in that cave, and Bran says that he's not Bran anymore, like he's the three-eyed raven. The Bran we knew died. Summer gave his life so Bran could fight in the wars to come. Shaggy Dog was beheaded by northern traitors. Rickon was killed by northern traitors. Ghost and Nymeria are the only direwolves we have left, at least on the show. In the books, we still have Summer and Shaggy Dog. They're not dead. They're very much alive. But it seems the Stark direwolves' lives mirror their owners. So if Nymeria is going to mirror Arya, and if Nymeria was sent by the old gods, then Nymeria and her pack, like Arya and her faces, will return to Winterfell to fight in the war for Dawn. In a 2014 interview with Mashable, Martin teased Nymeria's important role in the 2 final books to come. "You know, I don't like to give things away," he told the reporter with a grin. "But you don't hang a giant wolf pack on the wall unless you intend to use it." So I think we can expect Nymeria to return home to Winterfell, just like Arya did. Arya roamed Westeros and Essos and came back to Winterfell with skills and faces, and she's an assassin, so she came back with assets. And Nymeria is going to parallel that with her wolf pack. Ghost is going to fight in the War for Dawn beside Jon. He has to. Jon's fate will mirror Ghost's fate. If Ghost dies, then we know Jon is gonna die. If Jon dies, then we know Ghost is probably gonna die, and I'm gonna riot in the streets, probably go to jail. Then Summer. Summer died. Mira says Bran's already dead. But what if Bran has to sacrifice himself to the Night King so Jon can finish the fight? It would mirror Summer's death, especially if the final battle happens in a cave or a crypt. But let's look at Lady. Lady died, and after Lady's death, Sansa wasn't like a Stark anymore. She lost a part of herself. She lost herself. Lady died in place of Nymeria. So what if Sansa dies in place of Arya? Sansa either pushes her out of the way or something like that, or worse, what if Arya is fighting and she's losing, and Sansa comes in and pushes Arya out of the way and she's killed by a White Walker, and then Sansa is turned into a white? And then just like with Lady, a Stark has to kill her. Jon or Arya would have to put her down, a mercy killing, mirroring the fate of her direwolf and taking the L for her sister, her family. Woo! That's deep. But what do you think? Do you think this is possible? I really do. The scene with Lady and Ned in the books, it's a little different. Like, Ned actually uses ice, and then we actually see through Bran's point of view. We see Lady's bones return to Winterfell, and we get to see Summer and Shaggy Dog's reaction to their sister coming home dead. It's sad, and it's always affected me. And long live the direwolves and the Starks. Hashtag free ghost. Hashtag Nymeria pack attack. But let me know what you think. As always, thanks for watching. Thanks to everyone that supports me on Patreon. I can't thank you enough. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please click that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and join the Sweet Summer family. Okay, my sweet summer children, have a good day.
Shame. Shame.